This goes out to you, my number one. I won't stop until I see you, sugar. You know who you are. This is for my I see you. So many shows wherever I go, I'm gonna keep on looking. This goes out to you, baby. My only one. Just know that you're mine. Are you there? I can't hear you.
All right, we back at it. It's a new day, and today I am just adding in some of the support beams for the actual frame. So you saw us do the base. Now we'll need to go back in and just run some support to the framing so that as we continue to layer this, it does not give in on us or fold, or that it's more sturdy. So that's all we're going to do now. Still a lot to do. There's still a lot to go. But I'm excited. We're holding on. We're trying to get it done one by one. And here we have Jersey inspecting, project manager here. So just checking our work. But yeah, let's go ahead and get these support frames up all across. We ended up running cross beams for all of the large openings that you see here. We'll also need those to attach the crete board to the frame. So we'll run, I guess, horizontal and vertical support beams throughout. Most of it I don't think I show you, but please know that we do have support frames throughout. Also, this day I was working by myself. I don't remember where Josh was, or if he was doing some work on our business side of things. But for whatever reason, I was working by myself today, and it took me the absolute longest time ever to get this support beam level. I think I told you guys that we ran into our first issue with the overall frame not being level, to kind of due to the fact that we have an overall slant for water to run off. So I was trying to make up for that and still get this beam level. And I am almost a perfectionist, but not quite. So I wanted to do my very best work. So it took me a while to go ahead and get this cross beam in, but eventually I get it and move on to something else.
She's talking about, I'm about to eat my taco. Eat my taco. All right, guys, we're getting deliveries for the back patio. So this is one of the items that we purchased to go in the new grill area. Obviously a 36-inch Blackstone griddle. I want to pull it out just to see how big it is. The one we saw in store, I think, was like a 30-inch. This looks way bigger than what we were looking at in the store. And this thing is heavy. My husband pulled this in all the way from the garage.
Dragged it.
Drug it. Uh-oh. All right now. Tearing up. Make sure no nails at the bottom.
Hey. Come. Oh, I gotta say something to the camp.
What, Bernie?
Big game day. We just whooped CCC out of the gym.
You had any hits though?
What?
Did you have some hits?
Yeah.
Did you have some blocks?
Yeah.
Okay. Big giant, not the little one.
Don't play with me.
All right, let's get this opened up.
All right, I know I got a scarf on my head. That's because this crete board gets really dusty And I knew we had to cut it, so I was just trying to minimize the dust getting all in my hair and what have you. So yeah, that's why I'm on here with a headscarf. Anyways, it's a new day. The twins are in town on this day. So they're outside, we're conversing, they're keeping me company, and helping me get all the boards to the backyard and up on the frames. So this is when things started to kind of take place for me, and I was getting really excited. We're not quite done with the frame. However, or the support beams. However, I did start to go ahead and put the creep board on just to see, I guess, what it looked like actually. And then I also wanted to see if it would make it any more sturdy and if I needed all of the support beams I initially thought that I needed. But once we got these backboards on, it actually tightened up a whole lot, so we were good to go. I did put in some more support beams as we went, but I didn't need as many as I was thinking that I would need to run crossways and vertically. So we literally worked on this thing day and night as much as we could. And at this point, it's taken shape. So the more that we got done, the more that I wanted to kind of finish and get through. So I am working late into the evening here. Of course, it's after work. So um, I actually wasn't out there long, but long enough for it to get dark and need to cut the string lights on to kind of help me. But yeah, I'm getting excited. I'm starting to see things come together and hopefully we'll be done soon. Okay, so this is where things start to get exciting because I can see it taking shape. We'll start to the left there, that far left. We have a smoker going down in that deep shelf. Then we have the propane grill. Next to the grill, we do have a place for an outdoor trash can. Then the griddle, and then on the very end there, an outdoor refrigerator. So we didn't build that yet. That's going to come next summer, but super excited. It's looking good. I just wanted to come on really quickly. This little blue piece that I'm getting ready to use, a pocket hole drill attachment or drill piece, not sure what it's exactly called, but this thing was a lifesaver. It's actually pretty easy to use once you get the hang of it, and I'm sure that I'll be using it a lot more on other projects inside the house just because it makes the connection really seamless and professional looking. So I really love that piece. these last few boards on, I will give you a quick overview of what it looks like before I begin the stucco or spackling process. But yeah, just finishing up, it's really taken shape, and here you can see where everything's going to go, how big it is, what it looks like. And that last one, we're going to eventually put a refrigerator, so there's no support or cross beams there. In the middle, that's going to be for the trash can. So yeah, things are coming along very nicely, and I'm getting excited. I'm ready to start the spackle portion, which I'm doing here. I will say this wasn't easy, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I've never done a project this large before. So I was a little bit nervous about how everything would come out. I know I didn't want like an, extremely smooth finish, because I wanted that kind of rough textured look. And I think ultimately I did a really good job of capturing that. Although originally I was missing the tool. I think it's called like a hard rubber spackle. I don't know exactly what it's called, but if you're going to do any sort of stucco work or spackling like this, and you want to bring out the texture of the sand and the concrete, you'll need that hard rubber piece to kind of go back over it after it's set for a moment, to bring out that sand. So overall, I think I did a really good job. Again, hadn't done anything like this on this scale, but I think it turned out just nice. If I had to do something like this again, I did learn a few things along the way. So for example, the consistency that works best for spreading this to get the finish that I want. In the beginning, I had to play around with it, concrete part versus water part. So that was like a kind of trial and error to begin with, but eventually I got the right consistency for it to kind of go on smoothly and then allow me to be able to work with it. So I think overall that was probably the most challenging, because in the beginning it was too watery from adding too much water. And then it was like super thick, like peanut butter, where it was hard to kind of work with. So once I got that, we were kind of rolling and in a good space. Again, since this was my first time doing something like this, I did work in small sections using smaller portions or mixtures. So this is why I can get away with using the bucket. If you're going to do larger sections at a time, you'll need something like a wheelbarrow or an actual concrete mixer, just because it probably will take you a while to do. You definitely don't want to do it by hand. I did very little, a very little mixture, and it was still a lot to kind of mix by hand. When I say by hand, I mean with the mixing tool connected to my drill. So if I was doing any more than this, I definitely would have rented the concrete mixer itself, but I feel like this was okay, or it got the job done for the small sections that I was working with. This is the next day, or another day, not necessarily the next day, but another day, finishing up where I left off at. So you can see I kind of finished the whole front and the sides, interior sides of the shelves. It's hard to see, but it is like a light gray finish. So now I'm just going to move along to the back side. Initially, we went back and forth with adding stone. I am really interested in this. It's called air stone. I know it's really fragile to work with. That's what some of the reviews have I've been reading say that it's really fragile to work with, but it's a lot more budget friendly and it looks really good. So ultimately, I think I may do something with the air stone, but again, it won't be this summer. If we do decide to add it, it'll be in the springtime. So this was the first step of adding the stucco. Or the concrete mixture. So you have to wet the crepe board so that it has something to adhere to, and you don't want it pulling all of the water from the mixture prematurely, I guess. I don't know. Again, I'm no expert, just following the guidelines and the rules and the reviews that I had read up on, my research. So that's what I did. You could see the side there. It's really smooth. I had not at that time went back to kind of rough it up after purchasing that hard rubber material or tool, but I will go back and do that. That's one of the parts where I said I had to redo. So yeah, I've gotten the consistency down and I'm just going to work my way across the back. All right, we are just about finished. So in the next clip, you're going to see me start the framing for the countertop. I lost majority of my footage when it came to pouring the concrete countertops and then staining and sealing them. So I'm just going to show what I have, but you'll get the idea of the process and steps that we use. So again, we're just going to frame out our countertops before we pour. And then the next clip, you can see we had some trial and error when it came to pouring the concrete. Our first batch was extremely watery. We followed the instructions, but I just thought that there was no way that thick compound was going to spread evenly, and we ended up leaving it like that for the remainder of the pours. But that first one was a little bit watery, and you could see there. But as you can see back there in the video, it is a thicker consistency, and that's with following the instructions on the bag. And that actually worked out really well. It ended up smoothing out really well. So this is the overall view for the patio outdoor kitchen area. You can see here I had to go back and buy just a few more boards to complete that door area over the trash can, but for the most part, this is what it looks like. I did go ahead and stain it like a light white gray color, and then the countertops are black, but this is what it looks like, guys. I'm so excited. It turned out so nice.
What up, y'all? What's the deal? Oh, wait, it's in there. Okay. What's the deal? My mama over here on the patio cooking hibachi. I ain't making no. You just using easy? Yeah. Okay, y'all. That's her whipping it up. Let's go to the other side.
All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video as much as we are enjoying our new patio kitchen. I can say that we've used it about 5 times so far between the smoker and the griddle. We try to cook a range of things. Y'all bless my husband's heart. He is trying to do that onion volcano, and thank goodness he did not succeed because we don't have any alcohol or vinegar, whatever it is that they use. I told him we'll have to look it up for next time. But yeah, back to the story. So we are done with the patio for this season. I do want to pick up in the springtime just to complete the actual kitchen and the pergola or some sort of roofing over the kitchen area so that if it rains and to protect from the direct sunlight, if we're out there grilling, it'll give us some shade. But thank you so much for coming back to tune into another video. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.